So much for joining me. I know Camp County, a different kind of situation. I know some areas saw down trees, some areas saw, of course, power lines down, but Camp County, a little bit different of a story. Can you tell us more about what's going on there?
Yeah, right now I'm in the city limits of Pittsburgh, and as you can see behind me, there's some tree work going on back here. It's a friend of mine called me this morning and told me about this, and then also another unfortunate incident. Right now, it looks like there's a tree down in the backyard over here. So there's a crew here working on that. But about 3 miles south of town on FM 556 overnight. It happened about 11:40 last night. There was a fatality due to the storm, and apparently, what had happened, these people, the Fords, it was a Carol Ford and her son Kevin Ford, and they live in a mobile home, and there was a very large tree right out front, and the wind just took it down, and it actually cut the mobile home in half, and it ended up killing. Yeah, there's some of the video right now. In fact, it hit with such impact, it went all the way through the mobile home and crushed Kevin's car, as you can see. That was Carol. I was walking behind just a moment ago, and she very sweet woman. She talked to me, did an interview, and she was inside when this happened. She said that she was trying to kind of get into the pantry in the kitchen, and there's a refrigerator or freezer there, and I guess the that kind of took a lot of the impact away from her. She did get an injury on her head. She was taken into the hospital, and turns out she's all right. But unfortunately, her son died, got caught by this tree, and they had had some kind of weather warning come across their phone, and she asked Kevin if he had heard that, and he said yes. And then they decided to try to get into this pantry, uh, and I don't know if there wasn't enough room. Probably not. And yeah, he died from his injuries. They actually didn't tell her that. They at first they told her that they couldn't find him. Um, and then when she got on the ambulance on the way to the hospital, that's when they told her what happened. Apparently, he may have died from internal injuries. So overnight, we did have that fatality, and then she was injured. Those are the only reports I'm hearing right now of anyone injured. But driving around Pittsburgh, there's an awful lot of trees down. In fact, there was one that I drove by a little while ago near downtown Pittsburgh, really big house, and it looked like it got hit by a very large tree that just looked like it snapped. And it made an impact with the house. Certainly wasn't like that mobile home. It wasn't quite that bad. The house was for sale, so I assume there wasn't anybody there. I don't know. Maybe there was. I didn't see anybody around while I was there. But I am seeing an awful lot of limbs down. The Pittsburgh mayor actually told me this morning that crews were out clearing streets. There were apparently a lot of big limbs and maybe some trees that came down and blocked roads. I think for the most part, those are cleared up now. He also told me there was still quite a few people in Pittsburgh and the surrounding area that didn't have power, but linemen are out working on that right now, restoring it. Uh, yeah, I don't know if they took a break over here or what, but it looks like they're getting back to work. Unfortunately, you can't see behind the house to see really what happened back there, but I could see that it looked like a tree had fallen back there behind that house.
Well, I'm sure the family's going through a lot right now trying to figure out their next move. But with that being said, there are still chances of rain and storms moving through our area this week. And I'm sure that's already another gamble of trying to navigate around that. Do we know if there's any plans from the mayor when these other storms move through? Of course, not going to be as severe as what we saw last night.
I think they'll just be ready, like they always are, and just get out there as soon as they can and clear things up if it gets that bad.
Right.
But right now, as far as Carol Ford goes, she had some help from several friends, including a volunteer fire department, and they were helping her to get things out of her mobile home. Obviously, she can't stay there, and
Right.
because it's just open. And so, yeah, she said that she was going to be getting a rental place, and then she's just going to be trying to pull as much as she can out of her trailer, and she's adjusting.
Goodness. Well, of course, our thoughts and love are with her and her family as they're navigating this tough time. We appreciate this update, Jamie. Again, this is the only death and only injury that we've heard so far regarding those storms that moved through overnight. Thank you so much.